Hi, this is Love's Oregon, and I wanted to talk about kink. Kink is a nice catch-all phrase for when people have a tendency to aren't sure what to title something that they consider abnormal in the sexual realm. That can be something as simple as, biting, maybe a little hair pulling. It can go as far as toe sucking and various other activities that have a tendency to either do one of two things: turn people off or turn people on. And when that happens, the problem that generally ends up happening is that the two generally cannot meet. If there's an individual who has maybe a fetish or a kink, they would like to explore it and they are looking for a willing partner to do so. If they're in a relationship, they're hoping their partner will be willing to engage in this kink with them. And when they're not able to, it's very disappointing. For the person who is asked to do maybe a particular sexual act that their initial reaction isn't enthusiasm or jumping in and saying, yeah, let's go for it. It could be that there are some real issues with the act itself. Maybe it does disgust you, or maybe you are only hesitant about it, and maybe it's something that could intrigue you, but you need time to get used to the idea. So where we have a tendency to go not so much wrong, but where we have a tendency to make some interesting turns, if you will, in our logic and how we respond to one another in terms of kink, is that we basically um, have a tendency to judge one another for the things that we enjoy in our lives that bring us meaning. So one of the things to remember is that kink is not something to be ashamed of. It is something to figure out first and foremost why you're into it, and more importantly, is it a simple one desire or if it's a need? And if it's a need, then you really want to get at the core of what it's about and get to the act of healthfully engaging it. There are all sorts of people that are out there, places like alt.com and various other individual sites that, can help you find your kink or engage your kink or satisfy your kink. Because it doesn't mean that you have to do it all the time every day. Sometimes it could just be a fantasy of yours, and once you're done with it, you're done. So there are a lot of different options in reference to kink and how people can go about doing it. And one of the first things that I would say, at least from a societal standpoint and also to end this out, is it's really, really difficult to say, hey, you're doing the wrong thing or you're doing the right thing concerning sexuality. Past procreation, what's really important is connecting and bonding. And there are a lot of reasons for people to have the interest that they do. So I would also say, let's take a step back a little bit and roll back a little bit on judging. There's one thing to laugh at it because sometimes, and the point that I've made in previous videos is that sex is really funny. But it could very well be that past the initial giggle of it all, there's some real things there to check out. So that's it.